Hey, Houston?
Yeah.
You have a problem, okay?
Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Landvic. We've got an update in the ongoing legal situation involving Houston Wade. Following the recent court decision to push his hearings out to June, the defense's strategy is finally starting to take shape. But here's the reality. Washington State's strict sentencing guidelines mean his legal team is backed into an absolute corner. Today, we are breaking down the exact legal box the state has placed him in, the steep uphill battle his new attorney is facing, and why the actual prison numbers might play out differently than you think. Let's dive straight into the math. The legal box. 38 to 120 months. As the case is currently filed with 5 pending counts, the judge's hands are tightly boxed in by Washington state law. Barring any new charges being added, he is looking at a definitive window of 3.1 to 10 years of flat prison time. Here are the 3 paths this case might take. Path 1. 38 months, the absolute floor. The scenario. The defense negotiates a massive deal where the state drops 4 of the counts, and he pleads guilty only to the primary attempt charge. With a clean prior record, this is the lowest a judge can legally go. Path 2. 65 months, the mid-range plea. The scenario. A standard plea deal where he pleads to the lead attempt charge plus 1 or 2 of the communication counts, keeping his offender score low but giving the state a heavier win. Path 3. 120 months, the hard cap. The scenario. He goes to trial or pleads to all 5 current counts. Because his offender score is maxed out by the sheer volume of concurrent charges, his sentencing guidelines technically skyrocket. However, the law steps in here with a hard ceiling. Why 10 years is the absolute maximum right now? You might wonder why a maxed out score only equals 10 years. Because the primary offense was intercepted by law enforcement as an attempt, Washington law automatically downgrades the severity to a Class B felony. Under state statute, a Class B felony has a strict statutory cap of 120 months, 10 years. Even if the state's math says he qualifies for 20 years, the judge legally cannot exceed that 10-year ceiling for this charge. The floor and the ceiling essentially crash into each other at the 10-year mark. The bad news for the defense. His new private attorney is facing a massive uphill battle due to 2 strict Washington policies. No treatment alternative. Washington has a special sentencing alternative that allows some first-time offenders to do treatment instead of prison. However, the law explicitly disqualifies anyone who targeted individuals where the only connection was the offense itself. Because this involves an undercover operation and cold online messages, he is legally ineligible. Prison time is mandatory. Day-for-day time. Because of the specific classification of these offenses, he is disqualified from earning good time credits. Whatever number he gets within that 38 to 120 month box, he must serve day for day. The state's ultimate leverage. The only way this 10-year ceiling shatters is if the state decides to stop using the hundreds of other alleged digital messages as leverage and starts using them as new indictments. If the prosecutor formally adds entirely separate victims to the docket, they can ask for consecutive, back-to-back sentences, which would blow right past the 10-year cap. Right now, the defense is likely using these continued omnibus hearings to see if they can lock in a plea near that 5.5-year mark before the state loses patience and expands the case. The bottom line here is that the defense has almost zero room to maneuver. Because of how Washington handles these specific types of cases, treatment-only alternatives are entirely off the table. He is looking at mandatory, flat prison time served day for day with no good behavior shortcuts. It's no longer a question of if he goes to prison, but whether his team can negotiate a deal down to the 3 or 5 year mark before the state loses patience and holds firm on that 10-year cap. But I want to know what you think is going to happen next. Drop a comment below on whether you think the prosecutor is going to hold out for the maximum penalty. If you want to stay on top of this case as we head toward the next major court dates in June, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
This was your only property, right, man?
I guess I have my phone still, but yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. What's your name, by the way?
Houston.
Houston. Okay.
Can you push my pants up for me?
I totally can.
Thank you.
You're welcome. continue written.